Credit Report. Does being approved for a home or car loan seem out of reach due to having bad credit, old collections, late payments, a bankruptcy, or even invalid credit information? Having expert advising and knowledge in today's poor economic climate on your credit and finances is the key in restoring your credit correctly. For the next hour, you'll be educated and advised on credit cleanup and rebuilding tactics on the Weekly Credit Report. Now, the president of United Credit Consultants, a certified FICO professional and a national credit restoration expert, your host, Joe McGlynn.
Good morning. You are listening to the Weekly Credit Report. I am your host, Joe McGlynn, president of United Credit Consultants, Minnesota's largest credit repair and restoration company. We are live in studio this morning, Twin Cities News Talk, AM 1130. We're taking your calls this morning. Love to hear from you. Our call-in hotline is 651-989-5855. That's 651-989-5855. To get more information about credit and your options or one of our preferred partners, go to our website anytime, which is weeklycreditreport.com. That's weeklycreditreport.com. In studio this morning, I have one of my senior credit advisors here, Jared Havens, in studio with United Credit Consultants. Also in studio, we have two of our preferred partners in the house, Brian Del Terzo, short sale closing specialist with J. Probst Law, and we have Scott Binion, owner of Haugen Binion CPAs. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning. Doing great.
Good. Hey, it's
good morning.
Great. Scott, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Good. Hey, just coming in here this morning, the leaves are changing, and it's just, I love it. I love the fall. I just hate knowing what's coming next after the fall. That's what I hate. I wish it went from fall to spring right away.
I just don't like how dark it is in the morning.
Yeah, I agree. And then you wake up, you go to work dark, and you come and you leave the office.
It's dark again.
It's dark,
yeah.
and you don't see the light of day.
Depressing.
It is a little bit, but right away, what we're going to be talking about this morning, the show topic today is collection and judgment management options, short sale market advice, and tax preparation choices and planning. So we got a full slate on our hands here with just an array of different information, education, and knowledge. The first segment here, we're going to go over the collection and judgment management options and what can be done, what needs to be done when it comes to having people calling you, harassing you, getting letters in the mail. What are these letters saying, and what are they really saying, actually?
Mm-hmm.
Why are collection companies mean to you when they call you? That sort of thing. What can be done about it credit-wise, and most important, maybe sometimes financial-wise, of settlement options and tactics. This is why we have Jared in the house this morning. Jared's not only one of our credit senior advisors, but he's also our collection settlement and judgment specialist, too, with United Credit Consultants that manages and works with all of our clients here with tactics and options on that.
Yep.
Jared, if you could get into a little right away on judgments and really the breakdown of the difference between a standard run-of-the-mill, if you get the door knocked and you got someone serving you a big old packet file for a judgment and a court date, and a pocket judgment, which is much thinner, doesn't really have a docket number, and a lot of people tend to feel like it's fake or it's frivolous. Go into that a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I hear that all the time from my clients. They'll come in and they'll give me a call and they'll say, hey, I just received this packet in the mail, or it was served to me, and I don't know if this is real. There's no court file number on it. There's no date. It just says, the state of Minnesota, the county that's in, the creditor, and saying that I have 20 days to respond, and they feel this is just another collection, a way for them to collect their money, and that's how they're harassing them once again.
And I know a lot of people don't even go that far in reading that it says 20 days.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't have a docket number and it doesn't have a little stamp on there and it's 57 pages, thick,
yeah,
people tend to say, oh, this is just another, collection temp.
They just throw it off to the side.
This has got to be fake. I read something on Google, so this must be fake, right?
Exactly.
It's far from being fake, correct?
Oh, it's real.
Yeah.
I mean, you have 20 days to respond legally to protect your rights.
Yeah.
It's real. And if it goes past that 20 days, this is where people get in trouble. They let it go past that 20 days, and at that point, now they're going to file that as a public record with the county, and at that point, they can garnish wages, they can seize funds, they can levy taxes. There's so many different things, and you do not want to get to that point, because when you get to that point, you're giving me a call, and you're calling me because your account's frozen, and they've taken your funds.
Yeah. which they can take up to 75% of what is in your account at that moment. So
Yep.
it's not like they're going to take it all, but I mean, if you got $1,000 in there,
They're going to take a big chunk.
you got $250 left. Yeah.
Yep.
If you have any questions about collections or judgments, judgment situations, give us a call this morning, 651-989-5855. That's the hotline here in the studios, 651-989-5855. So going back to that, it's the knowledge of knowing what to do and what not to do. But the problem is, how many people do we work with that have 16, judgments? Not very many. I mean, most people have one, and when you get one, you freak out. You're overthinking, you're emotional about it. And, you maybe turn your back on it because I'm so busy. I'm working 2 jobs to catch up on things. Maybe you're back on it. You're back working, but you got something that's kind of catching you or nipping in the butt from the past.
Yep.
That's kind of creeping their ugly head again, and you want to take care of it. And the reason we're talking about this morning is because so many people we talk to and work with, we could have helped and we could have managed them through the process right before the actual judgment gets held or the court date. Work these deals out. You got to look at it like this. I'm good at what I do, I feel, because I'm a devil's advocate. I don't really take either side. I like to explain, but really at the end of the day, this is what's reality. This is what's going on. Okay? These companies have tried to connect with you. This is how they look at it. If I was them, this is how I would explain it. I've tried to call you. I've tried to write letters to you. I've done everything I possibly could to try to connect with you, to get you to pay your bill, and you won't call. You won't answer. You made me put this judgment on you.
Yep.
That's how they look at it. So at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to decipher all the junk out there from people saying, I'm going to do this. Hey, words are, they're piddly. I could tell Jared right now I'm going to put a judgment on him. Doesn't mean I'm going to. It's scare tactics. It's threatening people. So you want to get into it and figure out, obviously, if you get one of those pocket judgments or a real judgment, there's some time right there for you to be able to work it out, get a settlement, go through that a little bit. What can be done, Jared?
And I like that. I wanted to bring up, too, so people understand that a pocket judgment is that initial judgment that doesn't have the court file number on it. That is what's called a pocket judgment. So
Minnesota's, prone for that. Minnesota has a ton of those out there.
Yep. And then that's what you need to know out there. Anyone that's listening, know that if you receive that, that's called a pocket judgment, okay? Then when it goes past that 20 days and you receive another judgment, that's going to be more of a standard judgment with the court file. And know this, they want to work with you. Just like you said, they've tried to call, they've tried to send letters. Now they have to go to this level, okay? When you receive that pocket judgment, you still have options. You should be giving me a call right away because they want to work with you. And know, too, that there are a lot of options when it comes to settlement.
To a point, because if you don't pick up the phone and be proactive in a sense right before the judgment, if you let that thing go to judgment, let it go to court, it's going to be a lot harder to do a settlement, obviously. Yep. I mean, the company's got you where they want you. I mean, why would they want to do any sort of settlement with you at this point if they're able to take your taxes, go on your account, garnish wages? Why would we do a 50%? And that's the thing. We hear that all the time. It's, someone comes in with the judgment already done. They're like, well, can you get, like a 30% settlement on this? I mean, if it was a collection, maybe. That's an option. Now, I'm not saying a judgment can't be settled for 30%, but it's a lot more rare than a standard issued run-of-the-mill collection because they've already put the time in. They got attorneys in place. They got you. They got you where they want you, and they got you locked in at that point.
They have more leverage.
100%. So you want to try to work these things out prior to the court date and get yourself in a position to where you can do a payment plan or a settlement tactic. Jared, give a little example of the client that we worked with this week.
Oh, this is perfect. This actually just got